Good evening, traders. I wanted to come on and make a video. I don't know how short this video will be, but it is still February 3rd, the weekend. I was doing some studying, I was still watching rewatching videos from the ICT 2022 mentorship. I was on video 7 and talking about displacement. Basically price being displaced, us taking out a low, going and taking out the high, pulling back to an imbalance to rally higher, to look for a trade higher. And you can see that here on this chart. This is a current chart. It's on a daily level. But, we had a meeting this morning, and during that meeting, we discussed some traders that I was on Twitter Space in a meeting with. I didn't do any talking. I just attended a meeting where some ITC savants were discussing shop. Pretty much they were basically discussing some of his concepts, and I was just doing some back testing, on the 15-minute chart, trying to go back and look at moves, the moves that happened this week. And I had marked up a few moves that maybe I could have been involved in. I don't trade the indices often. I prefer the pairs. They're less dangerous. They afford me the opportunity to make more mistakes, if you will, without paying a severe price. But, it's funny because as I was testing this, on the lower time frames, I just started backing out, and zooming to the higher time frames. And this 12-hour chart is actually the one that caught my eye because uh, I was fresh off watching the ICT video about this, the displacement. The market comes up, it creates highs right here. I'm going to put this down away from the watermark so we can actually see it. I'm going to bring this black line down to the high. So the market comes up, makes a high, pushes down, breaks the low. Comes back up, no big deal. Comes down, breaks another low. This time, when it comes back up, this time when we come back up, we break this high, we break this high, and we break that high. Doesn't matter if it's wicks, it's broken. Now, the question that we have to ask ourselves is, when we broke these highs, did we create an imbalance? Yes. But I want to come back down and pay attention to this level when we broke this low. When we broke this low, we came back with momentum and we broke this high, right? And then we came up and we broke the high of this candle. Look, we're price traded right back into the imbalance. You could have taken a long here. You would have targeted these highs right here. But we could have taken a long, stop loss below the candle or below the swing low, however you wanted to do it. If you take the stop loss below the candle right here, it's incurring more risk, but it gives you a better risk reward ratio. In this case, you wouldn't have needed it. Price pushed right up. It took out this high right here. And this is the displacement candle that I'm interested in because I missed that first move. We came up after we took out the high. We pushed back down. It was a small imbalance here that we traded back into. and the market continued to push. We broke all the highs. So whoever got in down here got paid. But what stood out to me, and on this 12-hour time frame is this imbalance, right? So um, there's a slight imbalance here on the daily, right? And as a matter of fact, if we zoom in here, there are equal lows here. So we might push back down into it before we go higher. And for all intents and purposes, um, this is a super high time frame. So a part of me does want to see this push down and take out these lows where I can get into a long. Okay. Um, I'm going to have to watch to see if we get it. One thing that I do like about this is if you think about how I like to trade, this swing low was broken right here with this move. We traded back up. Um, we didn't break this high. So, whether there was an imbalance up here or whatever, that's cool. So now I just wanted to see us push back down to this level. This will be my target to take a long, right? This will be my target to take a long. So I moved up another time frame, which is the weekly. And again, it's very interesting to me on this weekly. We wicked these highs on the weekly. So I do expect a run lower, hopefully to just run to the low of this candle and keep pushing up. I spoke on the call this morning about those traders and what they said about this run of this bull run of nothing but green candles, right? So if I fib from the bottom of this move to the top of this move, and I pick up my 70 my OTE optimal trade entry, my 78.6, I set an alarm because this is where I'm interested somewhere down in the future. It might be later on this year. The price comes back to this level, and I can buy it to wherever high it goes to. That would be a colossal trade. Again, that's something that will happen uh, in the future. But just because I study and just because I'm familiar with what the boss man says about using these. Oh, I can't use three. I can just use two. Cool. Okay. But the boss man says that we should use these other charts the same way we can compare basically indexes. So I want to place the German 30 and the US 30 weekly chart versus weekly chart. I want to place them side by side. A series of green candles. I need to go back and fib from here to here and see if this is my OTE. And I'm going to do that too. But the thing that stands out the most to me is the fact that we had this weekly run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles, 8 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. The market goes sideways the same way this market goes sideways. We tap the moving average, we get a 3-week rally. When we tap the moving average, we haven't got our rally yet. Hmm. SPX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks sideways, 3-week rally. I'm waiting on my 3-week rally. And who knows, man? Maybe because I was up studying. I noticed that we pulled back. We took out this low, which could be displacement. We have a run that broke this high. Check out ICT mentorship model 2022, slide 7. This run broke this high, right? It created an imbalance. We came back into that imbalance. I would not be surprised if we just get out of Dodge. Now, I just spoke earlier saying I hope we come back down here, but because I saw this and I went back and looked, I said, man, that we have we have all of our requirements met for a potential run up. You go down to the 4 hour, you can clearly see that this high gets broken. This order block gets broken. We violate that order block. We wick past these highs. We didn't break the higher high yet, but we broke one level, trade back into an imbalance, which we already discussed. We have a bullish block on the 4 hour, which suggests that we're going higher. We didn't break through the moving averages, not both of them at least. So just think, man, this could be a couple week run, and I don't know how many points. It really doesn't matter. It would be a beautiful trade opportunity. I'm just going to drop this right here on you. Maybe it's just 147 pip move like the SPX. Let's look at the Dow Jones because the Dow Jones is more closely associated with this. Maybe it's an 895 point move. But, anywho, I wanted to record the video, to kind of show you what I'm looking at and the trade that I'm going to be looking to take, In fact, let's just go ahead and break this thing down. Let me go ahead and analyze this green candle. Since I got you here with me, you know what I'm saying? My golden zone, a retracement to the zone or the 78.6 would be great. Let me delete this fib. Let me break it. Let me drop down here so I can see what I can see. Nothing really from the 15-minute standpoint. Looks like we already dropped down and where we've tapped into the order block here. I think even we've made it even to the order block on this 5-minute, and we started trading out of here. So yeah, I think that this trade is about ready to roll, man. We'll either break this swing low or we'll break this high. And either way, I think we'll know probably pretty early, in the Asian session on whether we're going north or not. I'm definitely biased for this to buy up. I'm not trying to tell you guys to trade this with me. I'm just letting you know what I'm looking at. We will see. We will see how it all turns out. I'll just go ahead and cut the video, and I'm looking for a long. I want to see us come up. I want to see us punch the top of this, punch a hole in the top. I want us to go above these highs, pull back. This would be a lower time frame trade. Maybe the hour. I want to see a displacement candle. I want to see a volume candle break these highs that creates an imbalance. I want us to trade back into the imbalance. Then I can lay my tools on here and get me a long that I'll expect to hold for a couple weeks. And take it in your demo or uh, paper trader or whatever, but just look at it and see if this actually plays out. All right, guys, thanks for your time.